All right, bring me to the real stuff. Biome transition changes and Gigantamax form rebalance. Okay, so this is not the biome rework. They are adjustments. So slum to swamp added outgoing. Oh, so slum could go to swamp as a 50% roll. Okay. Beach could go to island, now a 50% roll. Seabed to volcano is now a 33% roll. I don't remember what they were, but these sound like bigger numbers than they were before. Let me quickly grab the biome stuff that we have. Okay, yeah, so slum to swamp didn't actually exist. Slum going to swamp is brand new at a 50% roll, which is kind of nice, actually, because the problem with the slum, as great as it is when you want to go farm steal electric types, is you get stuck potentially that really strange loop, and then construction site brings you to lake, and then lake has to bring you to swamp, but it also has a chance to send you to beach. So, like, swamp... How many entrances could you get to swamp with, actually, now that I'm thinking about it? Temple, which is a 33% chance from the dojo, which comes from the construction site unless you get thrown into the power plant. So basically they're saying there's one more way to get to swamp. Cool. Beach to island used to be 25, now it's 50% chance to happen. Seabed to volcano is 25, now it's 33% chance. Mountain to space, that makes no sense, it does, has a 33% chance to go to space. That's really cool. Wasteland's a 50? Up from 33? That's enormous. That's a really enormous change. Those odds are dragon and whatever the hell exists in space, because I haven't gone there enough to know. I think psychic and other robotic thingies. I don't know. But that just means that space now has another way to get to it, because space really is two really crappy ways to get there. You either have to go from Meadow to Fairy Cave on a 50% chance to then have a 33% chance to go to space, or you have to go to 33% chance mountain to... No, wait, no. You have to go from swamp to graveyard to abyss, and then a 33% chance to space. So this just opens up another 33% chance to get to space. And going to Wasteland now, that's kind of nice. More dragons to search around with. Neat. Cave to lab. Cave used to go to just Badlands or Lake. But being able to be sent to the lab... That's interesting, because then you get subbed in the construction site. Huh, okay. So have 50% chance to go all the way to the lab. That's... Outgoing means the new method to get to, yes. That's exactly what that means. Cave to lab. So cave is like rock, ground sends you to a steel zone, normal steel, electric type of things. And this brings you to fighting types, and then you go to power... And then it would send you back to plains. Is there a way to get back to cave? Usually with loops, you would expect that you'd hit that biome again, but I guess not. That sends you on a more diverse path. Okay, let's take a look at these really quickly. Meadow to Fairy Cave is now a 100% chance. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Wait a minute. Wow, Fairy Cave can actually be enjoyed? Fairy lovers unite. Volcano to Ice Cave, 33% chance instead of 25. Dojo to jungle. Dojo to jungle? Okay. Which can then go to temple, which can then go to ancient ruins. Temple is now a 50% roll from dojo. Okay. Factory to lab is now a 50% chance, up from 25. Ruins to mountain? Added. Oh, so they've built... This is the old map. What they're essentially trying to do is make this cluster here... I'm not going to change the source too much. But they want to make this cluster here more have an impact on over here, rather than it being so out of the way and having to take what, in my head, is the more common route exclusively to try and get to these low percentage chance areas. So, like, you can't see it behind my dice boss, but, like, 25% chance to go to the lab is right over here. Like right over here. And then space and all this, like, all of this. That's really good for the YouTube video. Oh, you want both of them? Done. Alright, you got a total of 7, a 3 and a 4. You can't see it, but you can trust me on that. 7, done. So, what they're trying to do is just make the more common route touch rare areas, and then uncommon have a better chance at going to the rare areas. I like that. Okay, what else do we have here? Ruins the Mountain, guaranteed. Okay, Abyss to Space and Wasteland now at 50%. Okay, instead of 33. Construction at the Dojo is now a half roll. Construction at the Dojo used to be a guarantee, but I guess now it's 50-50 between the power plant. Okay, I think. I don't know how that works. Temple to Desert added an outgoing, so Temple will go to Desert. Yeah, they're trying, okay. Okay, so they're just trying to make you have a lot more diversity with what you experience, which has, okay, so this is, I think about this a lot, and this is the question I propose for you to think about with these changes. With these changes giving you more diversity, does the diversity actually help you win your run? Does it? Because when I think about it, all right, let's go into a randomizer mind. In a randomizer mind, having access to all the Pokemon make a lot of sense, right? Because now you have a lot more Pokemon that could attune and fix the weaknesses of your run. There's still at the % chance, so you still have the, it's still a random element that even though they've given you more options, you have more to look forward to instead of going, I'm stuck in this loop, it's over, right? But my question is the game in a good enough state where having this diversity actually helps you beat 195 and 200? Because yes, the bosses are something you need to prep for, unless you have a really strong start. And this is assuming no meta progression or very weak meta progression. We're not talking fully decked out, cheaper starts, passives, all this other stuff. If you're talking about just a run with your standard run, and you're thinking about, man, I want this biome to bring me here to have a chance at this. This will be better in the sense that you will have more opportunities to hit a zone that you want to go to, while still maintaining that you might not go to it because it's the 50-50 or stuff like that. But I also still think that with one final boss, I don't know how much it actually matters. It'll matter to help you live in your run longer. It's a good start. Like I said, I was going to do this, but without thinking out any of my opinions on it. I want to do it live. It's a good start. I also like, though, that sometimes I could get myself stuck in a really safe route because my team had a very particular thing it was good at beating up. So, like, certain zones were just better for me to beat up. But, it's still % chances and you can still force certain zones. So this is a good change. I think this is okay. I do like that you'll be able to go to rarer zones because I think for people who want to grind up or just play with different Pokemon, you have a chance now to actually experience that more. So if you can finish a run in 2 or 3 hours, you can hopefully get back in and get stuck into a different loop. It also means you can fight different bosses, so it could it has more of a benefit than it does a deficit, right? More diversity means more chances at making your team ideal, and has just more opportunity, right? At the expense of your team potentially getting crushed because you get stuck in the fairy zone now. Because you're like, oh god, here comes the fairy zone and nothing in Meadow is going to help me with that, so prep for that, right? So I think with this, the extra randomness and lack of, like making certain things guaranteed and the extra randomness and diversity will actually improve overall how you can approach a run. That's nice. I'm curious. I'm curious to see what people's opinions on this are because, like, there's something in the back of my mind that's nagging saying it's not enough, but I think it might only be not enough because of the way that I'm thinking about. Like, most of my runs now just look forward to 165, 195, and 200, and sometimes stuff happens along the way where I'm just like, oh, I don't have anything for grass types, right? You just die to Ericon 30 or something like that. But it's good overall because I think it's just going to open up more of the game, especially the parts of the game you couldn't see much. Fairy Cave, space, stuff like that. Like, you didn't get to see that. So, I like that. I like that. I do agree, Noble. I think for the general player base, it'll be fine. The min-maxers... I mean, does it affect the min-maxers that much, though? I don't know, because, like, the min-maxers in my head would have so much meta progression already that it shouldn't influence it, right? I think... all it means is, because it's the same thing with the endless changes. They just want to make it where you're not just blitzing. You're not doing the Pokemon thing where you're just blitzing with Zacian. I don't care about the Zacian. I keep ragging on Zacian. It's the easiest thing to rag on. But, like, I know other people want it for endless grinding and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think if you're trying to diversify and make this game survive longer than take strong Mon and just do this, because I could do that in any Pokemon game. I like that they're just making you even think, like, if you're that strong, you won't have to worry about going to Fairy Cave with this team, right? You'll still be strong enough, you might need a second Pokemon, maybe. Sometimes you'll just be so strong it doesn't matter anyways. So, I feel like min-maxers won't be too worried. I think it just opens up more zones. I think it's just going to be for, like, the general attention span of people who are like, oh my god, it's Lake for the 90th time. Like, I've told you about that. Like, I have that older video of me talking about the fucking sea loop. Hate it. Right? You're just stuck in that lake loop forever. You're waiting for a really small chance. Now you have a better chance of getting out. So, these are good changes. For me, I love this, right? Just more diversity, more things to think about, more things to catch and play around with. I don't think it actually will make anything worse. Other than, again, similar to when they're talking about putting more Pokemon in zones, more dilution, but, like, it's equally diluted, so who cares? That's going to be, when they add new Pokemon into Pokemon, you're going to have to add them. That's how it goes.